Hi everyone. I thought I would do a video today on my stamp carving, since I promised I would do that in one of my previous videos. I showed these stamps that I had done in that other video. I don't remember now exactly which one it was. Oh, I think it was the one where I was showing my composition book of unwasted paint, because I had tried out some stamps in there. But as you can see, I'm using erasers right now, and I'm just doing an image on both sides of the eraser. I've not done all of the sides on all of these yet. This one has the checkerboard and the 3 triangles. And we have some leaves and branch type stamps too. But anyway, I wanted to show you how I do it. And the first thing I do when I'm getting ready to draw a picture is I just trace the outline of the eraser. That way I know the space I have to work in. And I'm just going to make a simple little flower for this one, so I'm going to just freehand this. Hope it'll turn out okay. So I'm going to have a circle here for the top. Okay. And might cut a little circle inside there. And then I'm just going to do like a curving stem like that. And a leaf on each side. So we'll do one here. And one here. So that's what it's going to look like. And the reason I drew it here is so that I can just show you a simple technique. I normally just draw it right on the eraser. Believe it or not, you can erase on an eraser. So if I make mistakes, I can just erase it off. But I did it on here to show you that you can also like print simple clip art images. And once you have that saved and printed out, you can then do something really simple, which is, that transfer technique where you color in with the edge of the pencil. And then you can transfer it onto your eraser. So I'm getting just a kind of a general idea, and then I probably will refine it with the pencil once I get it on the eraser. Okay. So then basically you just put it on the top of your, I think I'm going to trim this edge so I can get it straight on there. Okay. I should trim the bottom too. So this way we know it's going to be right centered correctly on the eraser. Okay. And then I'm just going to use like my bone folder and just transfer by pressing. Okay. So there you go. So you can do this with images, like I said, if you don't feel like you can draw what you want to create a stamp of. Go find an image on the computer, you know, on the internet, and draw what you want. I mean, choose what you want. Now, the tool that makes this the easiest is a stamp carving tool. It's not absolutely necessary to have, but it does really make the job easier. So, because you can use an X-Acto knife to do a lot of the same things, but this tool makes it a lot easier. I got this tool from my daughter in a gift for Mother's Day one year, and it comes with, this particular one is a kit, and so it came with a stamping block and inks and a brayer and the tool with the tips. But you can get just the tool by itself, and it's not very expensive. I think it's around $15 at Amazon. I'm not sure about any place else. In fact, you may be able to find one of these at like a Michael's craft store and use a coupon. But the tool, it comes with the handle and the three different tip sizes, and it's really convenient because the end of it opens and it stores your other tips, okay? So it's handy like that. But the two tips that I'll be using, I should go ahead and take this other one out. Usually the ones that I use are that one and the smaller one that's on the end already. And the smaller one, of course, is just to get into little curves and close, tiny detail type things. And then the bigger one gouges out the rest of the stamp around the image so that you can get rid of the excess. But I typically will take the small one. I don't know if you can see that. It's very small. Get in frame here. There we go. It's got a very small tip. And the other one is much wider. Okay, this part goes inside the handle, but that's the size of the tip there. So I usually go around the outline of, and you just basically press into the eraser and you just, you know, carve right around the perimeter. Just like that. And when you're ready to lift up, you know, pick up, you just tip kind of upwards and it will release that piece of stuff. Now, I went a little bit too far right here. It went up into the leaf. So that's going to show when I stamp. But the thing about these stamps, at least the ones that I create, is that they're all for mixed media art. So they're intended to be not perfect and jagged edges and just like all of the other things that we do in mixed media. So I'm not real concerned about that. And I've got some of these others I've made are that same way. They've got imperfections here and there. This one, I cut off the end of the leaf on this one, and you can't really tell it extremely, but it's got a straight edge here that should be curved and coming up to a point. But you know, it doesn't matter to me. I still use it, and I think it adds character, and it makes it look like a homemade stamp. You know, because if you want a perfect stamp, you just need to go buy some from the manufacturers of perfect stamps. Here we go. So I'm basically just, you know, turning the eraser as I go around a circular image like this flower head. Just turning the eraser as I go, and that way it makes a continuous cut. And this one came in pretty close to the edge, but it's still going to be just fine. I've just got to pick up here at the edge. Here we go. So you're kind of putting a gentle pressure on the tool and you know, slowly turning. I haven't done this in a while. I'm a little out of practice. It is so much fun though. When I first started making these, I made like all of those in like 2 days. I just wanted to keep making them. Sometimes it's hard to get a hold of it when it's right on the edge. Okay, now I have the outside all trimmed around. I'm going to trim around this little circle on the inside here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that again and go ahead and lift that little section out of there. Okay, that's pretty good. You do want to be careful if you get this tool and use it. It is very sharp, and it's not anything you want to leave laying around if you've got kids around, because it is very sharp. Okay, I'm going to go into this small area here while I have the little tip on. So now all I'm going to be doing is taking off the all the white around the outside of the stamp. Okay. Sometimes I use my little tweezers, you know, when I need to pick up little pieces that are in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this in fast forward, and you can just see how I carve around the stamp, and then I'll test it out, and we'll be able to tell at that point if there are any more areas that I need to carve away. so I'm going to practice the stamp now. I'm going to find that page that I was stamping previously on. There it is. I'm sure you saw I did take out an X-Acto knife to get some of the edges, to get the height down on the edges. Sometimes it's just easier to use a nice sharp X-Acto knife. Okay, so we're going to give it a try and see what it looks like. There may be areas that I need to still trim out, so let's see what happens. Looks pretty good. I think I'm going to make this stem a little bit, maybe a little bit skinnier. You can see these areas right here are too high. See how they're picking up the ink? There's a little spot up here, one right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. I like it better with the skinnier stem. And you can see here, here's where I went too far that first time and cut through where the leaf is attached to the stem. But you can see how it doesn't make a whole lot of difference in the way it looks, so I think that's fine. And like I said, it's mixed media, right? Let's try this. I did that just now because I pressed the, I was too careless with the ink pad. I can see an area here I need to trim next to the stem. I need to trim that out too, but I wanted to see what it looked like in color. See, that's pretty. Oops, let me get it in frame. My camera's so close now I forget. See, that's very cute. So that's how, you know, simple this is. It's takes a few minutes, but in real time, it was only about a 30-minute process, you know, start to finish. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you'll give it a try. You know, carve your own stamps and have fun in the process, and have a stamp to work with in your mixed media art. Okay, I'm back for just a second. I wanted to show you that as I was trimming this stem down, I actually cut into the stem just a little bit right there. And so I was afraid, oh no, I've ruined it. And so I tried, you know, stamping it, and I think it stamps just fine. It's got, like I said, it's got a little character to it. This is just it. Here and here. I mean, I stamped it all 4 of these times. So I really don't think it messes it up, and I don't want you guys to try this and think that you've ruined yours if you make, you know, a slight error. And while I'm back again, I want to show you that I am going to just carve just a tiny little vein in the leaf, and all you do to do that is just like that, just like if you were drawing it. You can just carve a little tiny little section out like that, and then when you print with it, it will be left without color. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. Oops. Well, that's making a mess. See how when you stamp, sorry, when you ink it, I still need to trim some more of that because I'm doing that a lot. I'm having to take more of that off, but see how it leaves it without any color? So it'll look like that also when you stamp it. So now the leaves have a little bit of a vein there, and I think it's going to look good. I also cleaned up the circle area that I had cut out here. It was a little bit pointy, and I didn't want it to be pointy, so I just carved out a tiny bit more of that. So I'll stamp the whole thing again so you get the effect. Trying not to get the green into the red. Okay, and you'll just have to excuse the mess on the edges. So you see the mess it makes if you don't trim that away. But it's kind of cool because it shows you right on the stamp the areas you need to trim, that you need to clean up. So anyway, that's the way it's going to look finished. So just wanted to show you that. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon.